What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Pimpage Pick Ups episode 13. Now, last time I left you guys off with saying that I think I needed like 5 or maybe 6 foils left to have my cube fully foiled out, but I did. I think I mentioned that with Origins coming out, there would be some cards that I'd be adding in, and so I'm going to go over those. I added in a handful of Origins cards, and I also, was recently inspired by the Holiday Cube online. I really enjoyed specific cards in there, along with the artifact theme. I always wanted to make land destruction work, but ever since I started, my quest for Power 9, land destruction gets a little worse when you've got, free moxes running around and stuff. So took that out and put in a more fun archetype of artifacts that is kind of gives red a little more versatility. So let's go over these Origins cards. First, I got the Goblin Glory Chaser. It's just a really good one-drop for red because of the menace. Next up is Pia and Kieran Nalaar. It's a really fun card, especially with all the artifacts in the cube now. And same goes with the Whirler Rogue. I really like this card too. You can kind of combo it with Opposition, a bunch of other fun things. But this took the place of Talran Sky Summoner, which by itself was not really that impressive, and it was always on the chopping block, but just kind of one of those pet cube cards of mine. But finally cut it for this guy. Next up is Languish. I was always looking for another 4-mana kind of pseudo-wrath for black in conjunction with Damnation, so Languish fits the bill perfectly. And we've got Kythian, Hero of Akros. Just a Elite Vanguard with major upside, being able to flip it into a Planeswalker late game, but 2 power, 1-drop, always good for the mono white deck. And lastly is Liliana, Heretical Healer. I think this card will be pretty fun to play with in cube. I've never got to play with it yet, but even if it turns out that it's maybe at the bottom or a cut card, it's beautiful artwork. I absolutely love it. The final card I do want to add into my cube is Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I think it's an excellent looter effect, and it would take the place of my Enclave Cryptologist. However, I kind of missed the boat on the price, and because like right now the foil is 80 to 90 bucks, and in my opinion that is ridiculous. I know it's like a 1 and 2 of in certain decks for Modern and even Legacy, but no way do I think that card is good enough to command that price point, and so I will wait. There's no rush. I will wait for it to rotate out, and it should fall. That's my at least my thought process. Next up is Chase Architect of Thought. I've always really loved this card. I've always loved playing with it in like the Legacy Cube online, and even the Power Cube. It's pretty good. I never have included it in my cube because I already had like 3 blue Planeswalkers, and I didn't want like blue to just be super overpowered, where other colors only had like 1 Planeswalker and blue had just tons of Planeswalkers running around. But after some consideration, I decided that that is kind of one of blue's strengths, is having Planeswalkers, where like a green strength is the ramp and certain things like that. And so I don't think this Planeswalker makes it too unfair for blue, having a 4th blue Planeswalker. This of course excluding the Vryn's Prodigy. Once that one comes in, then it'll be 5. But yeah, I like this card, and it's not too broken. Next up is Tinker. This is just an upgrade. I used to have the FTV foil. I do like the artwork on that one, but I am all about Old Border. So finally got the Old Border upgrade for Tinker, and absolutely loving it. Alright, so here we go. Got the Signet package. So I went ahead and I picked up all 10 foil Signets. I think these things are excellent fixers. The 2 casting cost is perfect. Say you play a Mana Crypt into one of these, it's just like a really nice start for you. What I did was I cut 5 artifacts. I think 4 of them were already mana rocks, so I got rid of like Cold Steel Heart, Fell War Stone, the Chromatic Lantern, and like 2 others that weren't really, I wasn't too impressed with as far as the artifact slots. And then I cut 1 colored card from all 5 colors to make room for all these really awesome Signets that go very excellent with a lot of cards that I put in. Not in this because, well, it's not foil. I guess I could show it off. I can't remember if it was in the last one, but I picked up Tolarian Academy. I might have put that in the last Pimpage Pickups. It's been so long. But, yeah, it's like Tolarian Academy is in my cube now, and just a lot of other really fun broken stuff. Next up is a Sundering Titan foil from Darksteel. This is an upgrade. I used to have the FTV. If you guys know me, I don't really care for the FTV foiling process, so I tried not to have any FTV stuff. So finally got this guy upgraded, and happy that it's one less FTV foil in my cube. Here we go, Old Border Treetop Village. What I used to have going on in my cube was just one specific colored land for each of the colors. So like for green, it was Gaia's Cradle, and for blue, it was the Academy Ruins, and so on and so forth. Caracas was white, and red, I think, was like Teetering Peaks. Well, what I realized was like Teetering Peaks was very underperforming. I'd rather just have a red spell instead of the land. And so once I got rid of that, then I was like, well, what's the limitations for me really, you know, excluding certain cards, land cards from the colors, you know, as far as like my theme was going. So I brought back in Treetop Village. Well, I mean, I never had this foil, but added that to the cube. You know, brought in the Tolarian Academy for blue. I think there was one more blue card I brought in for the lands. Oh, the Sheldock Isle, but I cut that because I have got my own reasons. Anyways, oh, for anybody that wants, you know, to see all the cuts and the change process and everything, you guys are more than welcome to check out my Cube Tutor page. I'll put a link in the description below. And you guys can always like take a look at what kind of changes I made. If you want to draft my cube, you're more than welcome. Anyways, back to the pickups. Treetop Village. This is like a $20 card, and I was pretty lucky to find this near mint one listed on eBay for $10 flat, free shipping from Canada. So that was pretty nice. Definitely a good pickup there. Next up is Mindslaver. This was in the holiday cube over the summer, and a lot of fun. I think I watched LSV play with this and do some busted stuff, but it gives another way of interacting with like artifact recurring themes, you know, like if you're using Duretti or Goblin Welder. Instead of just getting creatures, now you have something else that kind of takes over the game, but non-creature. And so this is the original artwork from Mirrodin on Mindslaver. To be perfectly honest, I'm not a fan really of either artwork from Mirrodin or Scars of Mirrodin. And this one, when I started watching it, because I was wanting to add it into the cube, its price point was around $12 to $15. And what I noticed on TCG was about half the other vendors had it listed for $30 plus. And so you can still kind of find this for $20, but what I watched was this card after that holiday cube went up to a pretty set price of $30. I know Channel Fireball had 3 of these SP for like $13 or something, and now their price point's $30 for the original. I was fortunate enough to find this on eBay near mint for $15 flat, free shipping, so I went ahead and snagged up the original and put it in the cube. Next up, Regrowth. This is a card that I actually like a lot. I know some people aren't big on Regrowth, and you know, for good reason. Sometimes it's in your hand, you got nothing in your graveyard, it just doesn't do anything, doesn't really get you there what you need to get. But other times I've found it to be like the saving grace, you know, if you need that one specific card back in play, or to recast, it's just fantastic. So I do like this, and I think it gives green just like one more avenue of versatility. You know, a lot of people will regard green as like, oh, just big, dumb, fatty creatures and little mana dorks, and they don't really consider any green spells. And so, you know, this is just one of those that I do like in green. And in addition to cool spells in green is this enchantment, Oath of Druids. You know, this is obviously a powerhouse card in Vintage, but it was introduced into the Holiday Cube. I got to play with it, and it was pretty fun. If you're building your deck specifically, if you're able to draft this early on, and say you get maybe like a Eureka or like Channel or Show and Tell or different things that could take advantage of cheating big fatties into play early on, then you don't have to worry about like early drop creatures, which makes Oath very good. So I picked that up. Very, very saucy. Next up is Goblin Welder. Got this off Channel Fireball. I believe it was $40 SP. like I said, I added in a bunch of the kind of artifact stuff, shenanigans, if you will. And this guy is just one of those complete busted enablers for fun shenanigans. So had to get the old border Goblin Welder. Okay, next up is Felden of the Third Path. I had no idea, but this guy retails for like 70 bucks. I did not know that. Felden of the Third Path does some pretty fun things with graveyards in red, which is something you don't normally get out of red. He was a commander card, so the commander version's dirt cheap, but like I said, this was 70, and I ended up getting this off the high-end Facebook group. One of the, I think she was like a level 2 or level 3 judge, posted a bunch of her judge foils on there, and this was $40, free shipping, tracked bubble mailer. It was an amazing, very, very good experience. Everything went perfectly, and super happy that I got such a good deal on this card. All right, second to last card. Boom! Swords to Plowshares. Old border. Oh man, that thing is so badass. So I've had the foil conspiracy one. I've always wanted the old border. I had some Troll and Toad credit, and this was listed there near mint for like 117. And so I went ahead, picked it up, and resold off the other Swords to Plowshares. Which then brings me to my last card. Are you guys ready for this? This is so sick. Oh yes, Mox Jet. There you have it. This is my third Mox for my cube. I've got the Emerald and the Ruby, and now the Jet. It's my 5th overall piece of Power 9. I'm over halfway there, guys. That's so sweet. So Mox Jet, this was from Troll and Toad, listed as excellent minus. It was 700 bucks, and I think I actually only paid 50 cash. I had 650 credit on their website, and the bulk of that credit actually came from me selling off my foil filter lands. I had all 10 foil filters, and they were all sitting in my my cube binder, which houses all the playable foil cube cards, like if I ever decide to swap things out or try different things up. And so I had bought those 10 foil filter lands like a year or 2 years ago, something like that. Yeah, it would have been 2 years ago, because I picked up the foil Twilight Mire from Channel Fireball at GPDC, which was in 2013. And so almost 2 years ago. And so that one I paid 40 bucks for, and I sold it to Troll and Toad for 63 before their cash bonus or their credit bonus. So that kind of gives you guys a rough idea of everything that I had picked up long ago. I think I got my foil Flooded Grove for 17 or 18, and I sold it to Troll and Toad for 53 before the credit. And same with like Cascade Bluffs, I got 52 out of, and I only paid 15 or 20 bucks for. So all these foil filter lands that I had initially bought because I thought if I ever expanded my cube to 540 cards, I was going to want another set of dual lands in there. And so the filters was what I had picked out and preemptively bought. And what I decided was I'm probably not ever going to expand my cube to 540. It's just I'm really happy with just keeping it at 450. But I decided that I would rather have a piece of Power 9, another one in my cube, as opposed to just hanging on to these foil filter lands, which I can presume will end up getting reprinted at some point in time. And because there's nothing like super special about the foil filters, there's no old border, there's nothing, that's super neat about them, the price would probably drop. Maybe not a lot, but, it's just, I don't know. I'd rather have another Mox as opposed to these foil filter lands just sitting in my binder that probably will never get added. I think I'm more excited about putting in these, I don't know what you want to call them, but the Tango lands or the Slow lands or whatever the name is unofficially. But once all 10 of those come out, those would probably be the ones that I would consider putting in over like the filters. So here's the back of the Mox Jet. You can see it's got some wear. I mean, rightfully so, graded as excellent minus, but I mean, $700 for a Mox Jet is a pretty good price, I feel. I know like a lot of the other ones, on TCG Player, all at like 750 and up. So being able to score a lot of bonus credit from Troll and Toad and get this, what I feel is a really nice condition Mox Jet, especially the front. It's beautiful to look at. Sweet deal for me. So sorry I spent so much time talking about this card, but I'm really happy that I finally got Mox Jet. It's been a while in between my two pieces, or the last piece of power I got in this one, but you know, all in due time. I can't break the bank, guys. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of Pimpage Pickups. It was a little long, and man, guys, I'm looking forward to Battle for Zendikar. I hope you guys are too. So I will catch y'all later. See ya.